Now, not only your carbohydrate releases out energy, but we have learned that lipids and proteins also are useful for releasing out energy if there is less amount of carbohydrates provided to your body. So, energy from different food components. So what are the different food components we take other than the carbohydrates? These are the proteins, vitamins, water, fats, fibers, other things. So what these proteins are and how the energy can be released out from them. You could see here a diagram. Proteins are macromolecules. Macro means they are large molecules. Your water, carbohydrates, they are smaller molecules compared to these proteins. So proteins are very large molecules. They are made up of amino acids. So you could see these beads like a garland, a mala, beads which are being arranged here. These beads are nothing else but they are, each bead is a amino acid here, and here many amino acids are combined, grouped together. There is a combination, they are bounded together to form a single protein. Okay, and these proteins are broken down into our stomach to release out these amino acids. So that bond has to be broken down into our stomach to release out these amino acids. And who breaks this bond? That is some of the enzymes. There are many enzymes which are released in our digestive system. These enzymes are, some enzymes are there in stomach, some are there in the small intestine, and they release out this energy, not energy, they release out these amino acids. That means they break the bond of these proteins to form amino acids. Okay, so we call this process as digestion of protein. Okay, so this protein, what from where you get? From your different food substance like your pulses, like the animal products, milk. So all these substances have those big molecules. We call them as proteins are macromolecules. So different types of amino acids are released from them due to the process of digestion. Okay, so you could see these amino acids now released. After the release of amino acids, whatever, wherever these amino acids have to be required to place in your body, so that has to be carried through your blood. Before that, proteins, from where we get protein, as I have told you, pulses and animal origin contains, what animal origin is, that is milk, meat, egg, or either your paneer or all those things. These are animal origin, and animal origin protein is said to be the first class protein because they have high amount of proteins in them. So process of digestion of protein, in it is in our stomach as well as in small intestine, and that is with the help of enzymes. Okay, after these amino acids which are released out, these amino acids are carried by our blood. Okay, amino acids are carried by our blood, and then it is being provided to every cell, every organ in our body. So from each 1 gram of protein we get 4 calories, 4 kilocalories of energy. It is same like that of carbohydrate, isn't it? 1 gram of carbohydrate provides us 4 kilocalorie of energy. Here also 1 gram of protein provides us with 4 kilocalorie of energy. So after these amino acids which are being separated out from our main protein what we consume, they are carried, absorbed by our intestine, and then into the blood. They get mixed into the blood, and via blood they are transferred. Via blood they are transferred to different organs and to different cells. Here now are different organs like your heart, your lungs, your, it can be your skin, it can be your still your digestive system also. All these things require protein for their growth, for their development, as well as for again making some hormones. You know, hormones you have in our body, and these hormones are also made up of protein. So what these cells do, they rearrange these amino acids to form their own protein. Okay, so some of these cells, special cells are there for your heart, special cells are there for your brain, special cells are there for your skin, for your nails, for inside your mouth, on your tongue, in the eyes. So there are special cells, and these cells require their own proteins. So from where they make their proteins? They make the protein again rearranging them, rearrange these amino acids, and they make a peptide bond. This is called as peptide, that is a protein bond. Again these peptides get connected to each other to form a protein molecule. So their own protein molecule they make by again recombination of these amino acids. So here now amino acids whatever are there, these are being provided, passed into different organs of your body. Now here you could see amino acid which is there in the blood. Blood makes antibodies, you know that, as well as hemoglobin. Blood has to make its own hemoglobin, own protein. So this is the protein which is made by the blood. For the blood, skin has its special type of protein, we call it as melanin and keratin. Melanin which gives color to your skin, and keratin which is the protein for your hair and for your nails, okay, as well as some of your soft bones. Bones have the protein called as osine. Osine cells, they have the protein cell membrane. Cell membrane, outer covering of the cell is made up of protein, as well as various enzymes are there which are made by the cells for, you know, NADH2, FADH2, these are all enzymes. These enzymes cell has to make by its own. Okay, so all these things have to be made. You know how we bring the things from the groceries and then mommy collect all these things and make one food substance, isn't it? So same thing, amino acid, different types of amino acids are brought from by your blood, and then provided that cell takes all these amino acids and again recombine it, again make something new for its own. So here pancreas, you know, pancreas, it produces the hormone called as insulin and trypsin. This is also a type of protein. Pituitary gland, it produces various types of hormones. You have studied last year. If you don't remember, please take out your last year's book and just recall all these things. Okay, pituitary gland again produces different types of hormones which are useful for your uh, reproductive system, which are useful for your making formation, either for your growth or either many things are there, okay, for the development of your body, all those things. Muscles, your muscles makes a protein called as actin, myosin, and some flexible proteins are there. These are myosins. They are flexible because your muscles require to stretch, expand and contract. So you have to by heart this chart, different types of proteins made by your different types of organs. Organs are given your skin, bone, cells, pancreas, these are, and the proteins which is been made by them. So here this from your textbook itself, if there is excess amount of amino acids there in your body, and if this excess amount of amino acids are there, they are not taken by any cell, not taken by any organ, then these amino acids are stored in your body. Okay, so these amino acids after storage, wherever they require, they are stored in the muscles, they are stored either in your blood, so their storage system. And then if you require these amino acids, they are broken down into ammonia. Some amino acids are not required and they are stored for a while, and afterwards if they are not required at all, they are being thrown by your body because your body system doesn't have any storage dabba or storage system, you can call it as. It haven't kept any dabbas into your body to store these amino acids. If amino acids are not at all used, then it has to be converted again back, given back to the blood. Now, when it has to be given back to the blood, it has to be broken down again into some simple form. what that simple form is, that is ammonia. This ammonia is stored in, passed into the blood and then passed to the kidney, where your kidney throws it in the form of urea. If necessary, excess of proteins are converted. If proteins are excess, they can be converted into glucose and can be stored. So when these proteins are converted into glucose, we call that process as glycogenesis. Okay, and plants produce necessary amino acids from the minerals which they get. Okay, that and produce different types of proteins for themselves. An enzyme rubisco present in the plant chloroplast is most abundant protein found in the nature. Rubisco that is found in the chloroplast. You know, chloroplast is in a large quantity in the nature, and chloroplast is in large quantity, so the amino acid, the enzyme which is there, that is rubisco, which allows the chloroplast to work, so that also will be in more quantity.